Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Space Pickles series, and today we're looking at the Space Badger. So basically I wanted to make a mobile base, or basically a vehicle that had a hab unit and a science module that could just roam around the moon and do sciencey stuff. I also wanted to add a drill and be able to drill ore and potentially look at sort of refueling other aircraft, I was going to say, spacecraft that landed on the moon with it. So it had all these, it had a drilling rig, it had ore tanks, and it had kind of like this converter unit that could convert ore into fuel of different types. So this is the rocket I made for it, to get it into orbit and send it to the moon. It was a pretty easy, simple rocket. Just those sort of 5-meter parts. They're going to sort of the 3.75 meter parts then. Yeah, it worked quite nicely. No issues with getting it into orbit. In fact, it's pretty trouble-free, to be honest with you. Well, this part anyway. A nice view of Kerbin in the background there. So we've got a few people. I think we've got 4 Kerbals on this mission. I'll be honest, I've forgotten who they were. But anyway, look, there it is. There is the Space Badger in all its glory. As you can see in the front there, it's got his little robot arm to go scanning rocks and stuff like that. It's got awesome wheels. Not that a real Badger has it, but this one's got wheels. And it's got solar panels and all sorts of stuff. It's got that little cupola, however you say it, I don't know. In the front there, it kind of opens up with the panels. I love it. I don't know if this is part of a mod or original, I don't know anymore. I've got so many mods. And a little cool view of the Kerbal in the front seat there. So that actually, I think that looks pretty damn awesome as it is there. And there it is, going at over 2,000 meters per second, which is pretty bloody fast. I don't know what that is in miles per hour, but it's fast. So now just looking to get our moon encounter. We'll fast forward to the maneuver node, ready for our sort of 800 meter per second burn. So what that means is, it's just, if you don't know, it just means that's how many meters per second in velocity you have to sort of burn or use to get to that position. There we go, and there's our encounter. It's looking good. And what I tend to do is, as you can see, we get an encounter, and as most people do, they tend to tweak it just so that they can get a better encounter. So with this one, I wanted it closer. I think, if I'm right, the closer you are to the body, you kind of can use the gravity to kind of reduce the delta V needed to get a sort of orbit capture, whereas if you're quite far away, I think sometimes it can be even more delta V. So there we are, heading to the moon, ready for that sort of big burn now. It's 300 meters per second to get us into a moon orbit. And I tend to like to be quite close when you're going to be landing something, because what you don't want to be is high up, having to come in. So I basically cut all the faff in. So this is the Space Badger, there we are, it's dumping its second stage there. So we're going straight for the landing. There we go. And this is where they went, I think. Yeah, this is the one that went wrong. Oh no, it isn't. That might come later. So yeah, the problem with that landing is I lost my drill out the back. There we are, a bit of drifting. Look at that. It handles like a beast, I gotta say. And it's got a... There we are, we'll open the protective shield there. But yeah, we survived, it still works. Little weird, I don't know, laser camera thing. I don't know what the hell that does. It's a mystery to me. Most of these mods are. I need to look into it more. But yeah, so yeah, the drill is gone. I think I think I had a docking node at the back, which is gone, which is a shame. But never mind. It still will work as a science thingy-my-bob anyway. So yeah, it's got its radiators on the sides. It's here we are. Here's the in-cockpit view, as it were. There we are, the sort of cameras. Look at this. It's quite a beast, isn't it? Look at that curbing in the background there. So that's the space badger, so it's going to grab science and then we're just going to use it to kind of... Basically, we can convert the very little science that I got into more science and send it back. So this is the first landing attempt that I did. We'll call it a simulation. Because I put that aerospike engine, so there's 3. And I forgot, you can't really just stick an engine and hope it's going to be able to balance itself. It just completely messed up the kind of center of gravity when you had full thrust on. So this is what happened then. So it went a bit of spinning, and then blew up. Well, it didn't blow up completely. It just kind of had a bit of a collision with the floor, with the surface, and we've lost half of it. We've still got one engine, that's fine. Look at that, going backwards. And that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and stay awesome.